We talked about why we need to maintain systems performance, compliance, asset life cycle, energy risk. Really important aspect of maintaining a building for energy efficiency is actually focusing on where energy can be wasted. If you think about it, we're pumping water around buildings, we're pumping air around buildings. So anything that puts extra resistance on fans or extra resistance on pumps causes those devices to use more energy, significantly so. Many buildings have things called economy cycles, which effectively on a lovely cool morning like today will draw in more outside air and use the free cooling that provides rather than using chillers and chilled water. And that's great when the conditions are right, but when the conditions aren't right and the things are out of whack and they're pulling in too much hot air or too much cold air, it means the mechanical energy-driven systems have got to compensate for that. And that happens over months. And so an economy cycle can waste 3 or 4 times as much energy as it can save in a year if it's not set up properly. And typically a lot of maintenance regimes don't look at that. And that's a real focus there in terms of a risk around energy wastage, if you like. So talk to your maintenance provider. Say, look, are we looking at the right things in the building? Should we be focusing on some things that might be a real risk to me in terms of energy wastage? And you'll find that if you did that, they'll be doing different things next week to what they currently are. In all of this, and I suppose there's a bit of a theme I'm trying to push, we rely upon specialist providers, and the concern I often hear is how do I believe the veracity, or how do I trust them? At the end of the day, again, it's a bit like cars or having things installed in your home. If you're a non-technical person, there's nothing stopping you from asking the questions and gaining some sort of understanding in order to be an educated consumer. And that's what this is all about, become an educated consumer. So pay attention, ask the questions, and trust. Absolutely, trust your providers, but verify. And part of the verification process is obviously learning as well. There's a whole range of guidance available. I mentioned the ERA DA19 manual last week. It goes through a whole range of things. It's not just a whole series of schedules. It is a guideline. It does talk about what you need. It talks about how to specify maintenance. It talks about how to procure maintenance. It talks about how to manage maintenance. One thing I will stress is it's not a specification. It's a collection of best practice for everything. And if you simply go to a contractor and say, I want DA19 maintenance, you'll find that the dollar they come back with might be about 150% of what it should be. It really is a guideline to enable you to tailor a best practice outcome for your own building. So don't use it as a spec. The blue document on the right-hand side is a document that was put together as part of the Commonwealth Government's HVAC High Efficiency System Strategy process. It is a comprehensive guideline around best practice maintenance and operation of HVAC systems for energy efficiency. You could take the energy efficiency out, simply a guideline for best practice maintenance and operation of HVAC. A huge amount of input from industry to the government's consultants, really worthwhile. We had hoped to have a whole box of memory sticks here today with the guideline on it. They didn't come down from Canberra in time. I don't know whether they were held up by the budget or what, I don't know. But it's all downloadable. If you Google Guide for Best Practice Maintenance, the title that you'll see in the notes you'll be able to download it from the Commonwealth website. We'll be actually able to apply to get a paper copy. And also believe ERA will have a box of a couple of hundred tomorrow. So I'm sure you could pick them up from ARBS or from ERA. The other thing that's coming is a thing called Calculating Cool. The industry for a couple of years has been working on a HVAC rating tool. And this is a tool that's going to enable us to be able to put a rating on either the design, the installation, or the operation of a HVAC system. So one of the goals is that property managers, facility managers, owners will be able to say to their maintenance contractors, I have for want of a better term, a 4.5-star HVAC system. You need to maintain it to that level. So you better specify the energy efficiency of the system, of the HVAC system as such, as opposed to just simply having the energy efficiency around the building, a 4.5-star building. Never been done in the world before. Should be launched in October. So quite an exciting thing from our industry's perspective in terms of our ability to specify quality